Good God, my hair is wild. It's been a while since I've put makeup on my face also, so I feel like I'm staring at someone that's not me right now. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well in this lockdown period. I hope you're all chilling and doing all right. There is a lot of uncertainty going on in the world at the minute, and I know a lot of people that follow me are going to university in September, so I figured I'd take this time where people may be a bit confused or worried or anxious or just generally a bit like, what's gonna happen, what's going on? I figured I'd take this time to do a Q&A on university and how my first year at uni has gone. I'm very nearly coming to the end of my first year, and it is most definitely not what I expected my first year at uni to go like, considering it kind of came to an end 5 months in. So yeah, obviously I don't know if we're going back to university in September. I don't know if we'll be allowed to go to university in September. So yeah, on that front I don't have a clue, but I'm just gonna answer some of your questions. I asked for some questions over on Instagram and you guys came through like so many questions, so thank you very much if you asked me a question, and if you didn't, then feel free to follow my Instagram for future Q&As and other things like that. I ask a lot of things on my Instagram stories, so go check it out. And yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the questions. When I say you guys like came through with these questions, like, I mean it. There are so many. I don't really know. I'm just gonna scroll through and answer the ones that I think I can answer. Okay, first question. What sort of things do you think will be necessary to bring to uni, e.g. clothes and homeware? Since moving out of my flat, which I did, I think it's nearly 3 weeks ago now, since moving out I realised how much stuff I did not need, so I might try and put it together in a video of like the things I shouldn't have taken to uni, or like things I wish I'd known or whatever. But there is a lot of stuff that I realised I didn't need now after my first year, so you will probably experience that whether I tell you this stuff or not. But yeah, think about it as if you're moving out to your own place, just minus the furniture. So you'll need pots and pans, all of your kitchen utensils, kettles, toasters, any kind of like mugs and cups and plates and bowls, all of that jazz. And then for like your bedroom stuff, anything that you want to make it feel more homely. Like I brought blankets, I brought pillows, I brought plants, all sorts, just anything you feel would make your room homely. I hope that answered that question. I'm just gonna put a disclaimer here. I always forget to mention things in Q&As, so I apologise in advance if I forget something important. But yeah, I always ramble and then I'm like, oh, I've talked too much, and then I forget the main point, like I'm doing now. Anyway, moving on to the next question. When is the best time to start buying stuff for university? I start in September. For me, I think I bought things here and there between like April and July. In fact, I got some stuff for my birthday as like university presents, like I got some plates and some mugs and things like that. And then I think we did like the big uni shop like halfway through August, I think. And then I had like all of the uni stuff just like shoved in my wardrobe for about 4 weeks. I got my A-level results before everyone else did for the normal A-level results day, because I was in a college. I was doing a diploma course rather than like doing A-levels. My results was equivalent to 3 A-levels, but we got those results in June as opposed to getting them in August like every other A-level student. So I was able to kind of go just before the A-level results day and buy everything without there being a mad rush of future students. What are your plans after uni? I don't have a clue. Really don't have a clue. Obviously I would like to get a job in the industry. I'm studying film and TV production, for anyone who doesn't know, so it would be nice to get a job in the industry. Equally, who knows. I do also on the side of university film weddings for a living, so I might take a year just doing that full time and see how that goes. Equally I might try and get a job. Who knows, maybe this has taken off in that time. Who knows. What is it like living in Newcastle? I love living in Newcastle. It's a very lovely city. I used to live quite close to Newcastle when I was younger, and then around the time of like year 9. I lived about like, I don't know, half an hour, 40-minute drive away, maybe not even that much. And I loved it. I really liked the area. I like the north, everyone's very kind. It's a lovely city, it's very busy, there is lots and lots to do there is two universities in Newcastle. There's Northumbria Uni and Newcastle University, and I went to look around Newcastle before I realised that I really wanted to go to Northumbria. And when I went on an open day to Newcastle University, we walked around the city and like got some food and just kind of looked around, and I kind of fell in love with the city then. I said to my mum, like, I can really see myself being here, it's a lovely place, and I kind of just fell in love with it ever since, and I love the city. It'll always be my second home, I guess, now. My mum very kindly took the liberty of asking me a question on here, and she asked, when are you moving out? In September, Mum, when I go back to uni. You miss me when I go to uni anyway, so you won't want me to move out. Someone said, it's not a question, but she said, I hope you are safe and healthy and sending good vibes. Thank you, sending good vibes right back at you, and I hope you're all doing very well. Is it a big change from sixth form learning wise? I don't know, it's kind of tough because I didn't go to sixth form, I went to college, so I don't know if the learning in sixth form is different to the learning in college. If they're the same, then I would kind of say yes. It also is very dependent on what course you're doing. So for me, I did obviously an art and design course in college and went to go do a very creative subject at uni, and for me a lot of the stuff I learned at college I have taken with me to uni, and I still put that into practice now. Whenever you go somewhere new to learn things, they always have a different way of teaching and a different way of you putting this work into practice, so it's always a kind of tough time to learn their ways, but once you learn their ways it is very easy. So what is the best places for a night out in Newcastle? You're asking the wrong person. I very rarely go out. I go out maybe once every 2 weeks, once a week maybe at a push. I'm not a party person. I don't drink alcohol very often, if at all, so I go out and I'm the sober friend. But that's fine because I know I can get a McDonald's and go home and be in bed before 1 o'clock. So yeah. However, here are a few places that I have liked when I have been out. Eden in Newcastle, The Stack, Housesmith, which is also like connected to like Floritas, Market Shaker, and that's about it from what I can remember off the top of my head. My friend Camilla says, ping me on BBM, add me on MSN, follow my MySpace, follow me on TikTok, and follow my Instagram. You've really upped the game there, Camilla. Next question is managing uni and ME. If you are new here and don't know what ME is, it is an autoimmune disease. Also stands for a very long word which I cannot pronounce, but it's known as chronic fatigue syndrome. I have that, and I've had that for about 3 years, and I know a lot of my followers have that as well. So it's tough. Again, it ranges from person to person. Everyone's case of ME is very different. There are things that work for a lot of people that don't work for other people. It's very just a matter of finding out what works for you. For me, my first year at uni, health-wise, was a bit of a roller coaster. I got freshers flu, which for someone with an autoimmune disease, any autoimmune disease, you struggle to recover from things like someone without an autoimmune disease does. So say my mum got a cold, she'd be over it within about a week. Cold for me can take up to about 2 months for me to recover from. So yeah, I got freshers flu, completely wrote me off, and before Christmas I had a bunch of tests because I was like, I don't feel good, help, essentially, and I was told that I'd had glandular fever again for a second time. You're only ever really meant to get it once, but I've had it twice, which is really not fab. So that ruined me, and I had to go home early for Christmas. I went home 2 weeks earlier than everyone else, and then I had the whole of Christmas to recover, and even midway through January I still wasn't feeling amazing. I then got put on some medication, which was a godsend and made me feel like a human again. This stuff, flipping lifesaver. It's called pregabalin, also known as gabapentin. It's a medicine that treats epilepsy but also treats nerve issues, so like nerve pain, and also I think is used to treat anxiety, but mainly for me was the nerve pain because I was just in so much pain all over my body. Also helps you sleep, which is fantastic. So I was put on that. I've now been on that for about 3 months and I feel great. So that was a little side story as to what's been going on, but yeah. Oh, I've completely gone off topic. The question was how I managed it. So I just really took my time, spoke to my lecturers and my personal tutor about my situation, because if you don't do that, they will not know what's going on. They cannot read minds. They don't know that you're struggling unless you tell them. So I just had to tell them and be like, I'm having some issues, and my lecturers were really supportive. Just really take your time, listen to your body, don't push it. If it doesn't want to do something, it's going to let you know about it, so just take your time, rest and be kind to yourself. Have you made a good friendship circle? Yes, I'm so happy with the fact that I managed to make friends. It is, I think, a big thing for people when they go to uni, is like, oh my god, how the hell am I gonna make friends? I was a little bit nervous about it at the beginning, but when I kind of got there and moved in, I was kind of a bit like, oh no, this is okay, I think I can do all right with this. Because there are so many events where you can meet people, like my next door neighbour in the flat next to me, she's really lovely. We've become quite good friends and we went to a lot of the freshers events together. A girl that I went to school with, she lives in the building next to me, so we went out for some food the first day we both moved in, which was great. And yeah, just generally things like that. And then when it came to actually starting the course, the lecturers are really good with kind of introducing you to everyone in the course and like putting on little icebreaker tasks for you to make friends, and that's kind of how I made my friendship circle. What are some good tips you'd give to first year students? When they say that the first year of uni doesn't count, technically, yeah, it doesn't. You only have to pass though, so you still have to do the work, you just only need to pass. I don't know if that's in every single university, but from my experience, I only need to pass the first year, so I only need 40%. But obviously, please work harder than that. Don't just think, oh, I only need 40%. Work really hard, because if you do the work to say get a 2-1 or a first, you'll know how much work you need to put in to get a 2-1 or a first for the next 2 years. You get what I mean? Was that a good explanation? I don't know. Don't feel pressurized to do anything you don't want to do. Also, things like take advantage of all the events that are on, all the freshers events, just go to them. You don't have to stay there forever, you don't even have to speak to anyone, but if you just pop in and see what it's about, you never know, you might meet some lovely people. I need a drink, let's crack out the juice. Nice. Okay, next question. What is the worst thing you found about first year? Obviously, despite the fact that the world is coming to an end. Yeah, I wouldn't put that as a highlight of my year. Worst thing, I don't really know, to be honest. Probably the fact that there is such a big like pressure bubble and stereotype around going out. Like, I don't get it. Why are people so fascinated in going out and getting absolutely smashed? Like, it might seem fun, but when you're actually throwing up in the middle of the city centre, absolutely paralytic, I just don't think it's a very wise idea. Yeah, probably that. The big sort of stereotypes and pressures around going out, but you know, just don't let it affect you. That's what I did. Is it easy to make friends with the people on your course? I guess it depends on what course you're on or what your kind of people are. I think wherever you go, you will find someone that is like your person or your cup of tea. I think you always will. I always have. I've never been in a situation where like I'm in a group and I don't get on with anyone in that group. Like, that's not really happened. I've just kind of make the effort to make an effort with someone, you know what I mean? Advice on selecting a university. Do you recommend moving far away from home? Again, that is very different person to person. Some people like to be close to home, some people like to be really far away from home. I did really like the idea of going to London. I really love London as a city. I could definitely see myself being there. I just think right now university was maybe not the right time to move there. Obviously regarding my sorry, I just hit you in the face. Obviously regarding my illness, I didn't want to be hugely far away from home in case I got ill, which happened, so it was a good job I was not massively far away from home. So yeah, I think it also again regards course to course. I knew Newcastle had a really good course, also Manchester and London had really good courses, so it is very just dependent on those factors. If you want to be far away from, hello, I have a kitten. It is very dependent on where you want to be, really. If you want to be further away from home and don't really mind about the course, then go further away. If you find a course that is far away and you want to be far away, then that's great. If you find a course that's good closer to home and you want to be closer to home, that's fab. Please don't knock over my tripod. Oi, don't do that. That's a no. No. Why do you feel the need to do that? Oi, no. Why don't you just come up here and sleep like a normal cat? Okay, I hope I answered that question right. I feel like I definitely rambled on that one. Phoebe asked me a question. She's like my busy mate, by the way. Phoebe's the one I was meant to be going to Berlin with, and then Miss Rona appeared and ruined our plans. Not fab. You'll have seen Phoebe in my videos before. Anyway, Phoebe says, are you looking forward to year 2? Yes, I am looking forward to year 2. I'm very excited. Miss you all so much. Come deliver me a Tesco food shop, please, Phoebe. Yeah, I am really looking forward to year 2. I enjoyed year 1 so much and I'm sad that it was cut so short. I'm really looking forward to like all the new modules and things, and having a good old time. Did you live in halls or in your own apartment, and what difference do you think it would make? I lived in my own apartment. It was a studio flat, but I'm going to class that as my own flat because it was my own. But it was in a halls of residence, so technically I lived in halls but not in a shared flat. Yeah, so I didn't necessarily like rent my own apartment. I still lived in a student flat. It was just a flat on its own rather than sharing with 4, 6 or 8 people. Are you glad this whole corona situation has happened in first year and not second or third? Yeah, it's probably the best time for it to happen. I just kind of wish it hadn't happened at all, really. Yeah. I haven't applied for my accommodation yet. How screwed am I on a scale of 1 to 10? Probably about an 8, maybe. I booked my accommodation in February for first year, and I booked my accommodation for second year in November, so early bird catches the worm. Tips on budgeting and managing money. I'm going to university in September. Congratulations on going to university in September. You're gonna have a great time. As for managing money, I kind of lived off like £230 to £250 every 4 weeks. So that was like food shopping, any little like bills I pay for, going out, getting food out, buying food on the go, shopping. That was kind of, I lived off that really. I had quite a bit of my student loan saved up, so I kind of just gave myself enough money to live off of every 4 weeks. And yeah, if you do that, you'll be able to budget quite well. I don't think I specifically like gave myself amount I spend on food every month, gave myself amount I was allowed to go out every month. You know, I didn't really do that. I wasn't very strict on myself. I probably could have been a little bit more stricter than I was. But yeah, just kind of make sure you have a certain amount of money to spend each week or each month, and that should help. How are you coping with learning online? Not very well. I don't really have any lectures now because we do only have to complete 1 module in order to complete the rest of the year. That's a rule they've put in place, is that I think I had 4 modules left to do and we only have to do 1 of those now, which is fab. So they've written off 3 of them essentially. But I have no motivation whatsoever. Seriously struggling in the motivation department. It's an issue. My brain needs to get in gear. Did you get lost in the uni? I'm so scared because I'm pretty sure I will. That's understandable. I think everyone goes through a stage of being a bit like, where am I? What do I do? But we had a group chat for our course, and if anyone was like lost, they'd be like, where am I going? And we'd give them like directions as to where to go. My university has maps all over the place, so if you get lost, you're able to find the maps quite easily. A lot of universities are very well signposted, and if you get lost, just ask someone, you know? How big is the sleeping around / drug stereotype? I'm glad someone asked this because I think it needs addressing. If I'm honest, the first couple of weeks it is a bit intense with the whole going out and stuff. But for me, really, I don't really drink alcohol. I can't really drink alcohol on the medication that I'm on anyway, so that is even more of a reason why I don't drink alcohol. If you don't want to do something like drugs or sleeping around, then just don't do it. If you feel peer pressured or someone's pressurizing you and being like, oh, why aren't you doing that? You're, I don't know what word people would use, nerd. That's not what people would use at all. But if people are doing that, then they're not the kind of people you should be associating yourself with. The stereotype during Freshers Week is quite big. Again, it depends on who your friends are in that sense. People I'm friends with and the friendship circle I have all know that I don't drink, but I still go out anyway and have a fun time, and they're okay with that. All they want from me is just to be there so we can have a good time and spend some time together. They don't care if I don't drink or not. There are obviously the typical, stereotypical, I go out and drink and do drugs groups, and most of them filled up my accommodation group chat. A lot of people asked for numbers for drugs and I just don't get involved. If you don't want to do it, just don't get involved. I think there are pressures in places for things like that, but again, just don't get involved. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Is it hard to make new friends? I think I've kind of answered that question already. Not really. I didn't find it very hard, but again, as I've said, some people do. And if you see someone sitting alone and they look a bit worried or they look a bit stressed, just say hi if you want to. Be nice to people. Someone asked, does it get lonely and do you stay friends with people from school? First question, it can get lonely, but I really like my own space, which is kind of why I got a studio. It helps me manage my illness better, and I'm quite independent. I get on quite well just doing my own thing. However, there are times when I do just want to see my friends and I will just be like, yo, Do you want to go get some food or come around to mine, or shall we watch a movie? You know. Second part to that question is, do you stay friends with people from school? Yes, I do. Some people, not all of them. There you go. Yes, I'm still friends with people that I grew up with from nursery and primary school, and I'm still friends with people that I went to high school with, and yeah, I'm definitely not in contact with everyone. But yeah, you know, I follow people I went to school with on Instagram or friends with them on Facebook, but it doesn't mean that we necessarily message at all. There are only a select few people that I went to school with that I still talk to on a regular basis. The rest of them I think I just like follow on Instagram or I'm friends with them on Facebook. How are you finding uni online? I hate it. I hate it too, you're not alone. But yeah, I've answered that question already, but still. Really not very fun. I have no motivation at all. I don't drink and I'm nervous for freshers in September if it happens. Any advice? Welcome to the club. As I've mentioned, I don't really drink. I always drank at pre's and then didn't really drink when we went out. I just had like a Diet Coke or something. But please don't feel the pressure. Don't feel the pressure. If you set your stall out before you go out and say, look, I don't drink, but I'm gonna come out, you know, if I want to go home, I'll go home. I just don't drink. Set that stall out and let them know, and they should be okay with it. And if they're not, then they're not the kind of people you need to be going out with. But yeah, don't feel scared about it. It is natural and everyone is in the same situation. A lot of people will be excited to go out, some people will be nervous, some people won't want to go out but are going out anyway. Yeah. How have you found first year in general? It was all going pretty well until coronavirus decided to bring it to an end. I really enjoyed first year. It was really fun. It's not quite over just yet, still got work to do, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been super fun. University was not what I expected. If anything, it's been better. Yeah, I think it's better than what I expected. I really liked it. Can't wait to go back in September. I can't believe I'm saying that because I hate any form of education. I hated school. I was all right with college. It was better than school, so I was like, I can deal with this. So I can't quite believe those words are coming out of my mouth that I can't wait to go back to university in September. Whoa, stop right now. She said it. Lauren wants to go back to university. I didn't ever think there would be a day when I would say that I want to go back to school. Ugh. Okay, do you like living in Newcastle? Yes, I have already answered that question, but the second half to this question is things you wish you knew before coming to uni. That it's going to be better than you expect it to be. Hopefully. That is very person to person scenario. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. However, I know people that haven't necessarily enjoyed it as much as they thought, or people that have maybe picked the wrong course, or they're having second thoughts and things like that. I need a drink, hold on. Other than that, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that I wish I knew. Just put the effort in. I mean, I have done that, but if anyone could stress something to me more, it would be put the effort in. It's gonna get you further than you expect if you put the effort in. So. Oh my god, that is all of the questions. That's it, that's all of the questions. So thank you very much if you asked me a question on my Instagram. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I managed to answer some of your questions. If you did give me a question and I answered it, then thank you. And yeah, if you are new here and do not know who I am, then hello. Feel free to give this button a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And if you have any other questions and you didn't manage to catch my Instagram story, then just comment them down below and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. I hope you're all having a good time as much as you can throughout lockdown. I know it's difficult. I sure as hell have been struggling, hence the lack of videos. I've just not been motivated. My brain's not been in it. I've really struggled. But I'm working on it, so please bear with. Anyway, I will see you guys super soon with a new video. Thanks a bunch, peace out, and goodbye. What am I doing?